Hey, Shalom Israel. All right. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Thumb. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Thumb. To all the brothers, Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Allah Thumb, Hashem Yashai. To all the sisters, there we go. Salam. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Thumb. To all the brothers, Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Allah Thumb, Hashem Yashai. To the sisters, is the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started at the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Right. Also, since 1969, we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that they are God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? They are the true Israelites, according to the Bible. Salaki. According to the Bible, right? And in today's class, as the title, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have the greatest weapon. And what is that weapon, you may ask? That weapon is brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Having one another, right? Uh, Besides having the Most High, right? Something we have each other. You know what I'm saying? Without us, it's like without the Most High, we wouldn't have each other, right? Without the Most High, we wouldn't be here, right? Without the Most High, we wouldn't be here. I mean, what would we be doing? We'd be stuck on drugs, you know what I'm saying? Stuck on alcohol, stuck on all types of filthiness that destroys us, you know what I'm saying? But thanks to the Most High, you know what I'm saying? The Most High has given us, has raised us up a brother, a leader, you know what I'm saying? Has raised up prophets, has raised up brothers from the slums, the ghettos, the barrios, right? The Most High has given us commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has given us commanding General Yohana, the ISUPK, right? Where we get to finally understand the truth according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because it besides here, all you're gonna get is nothing but hallelujahs and you know what I'm saying, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus this, Jesus that, and all types of tambourine banging. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get nothing but carnal way of worshiping the Most High, or thinking what satisfies your flesh, but doesn't give you that spirit of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And which we're gonna find out in a minute what the Lord wants of us, right? First, let's get Matthew's 22 and verse 37. Matthew's chapter 22, verse 37 says, Yahweh, right? Jesus, right? In the Yahweh in the Hebrew, right? And Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. You know what I'm saying? With all thy heart. Thy heart is you know what I'm saying? A heart can't feel nothing, right? But what's in your mind is really what controls everything, right? Controls your emotions, everything, right? Thy soul and with all thy mind, right? You're gonna have to dedicate your life, you know what I'm saying, to the Most High, right? Whatever the Most High requires of you, you must do. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, right? You're going to have to love your brother. For all you carnales out there, right? All you Hispanics, all you Latinos, right? For all you Latinos that are always have a hatred, right? Have a hatred towards blacks, right? That has to stop, right? That has to stop because you cannot love the Lord and hate your brother, That is your brother. Who's in the ghettos? Tell me. Who's in the barrios? Who's in the slums? You know what I'm saying? Who's there with you struggling? Who's there fighting the same battles that you're fighting? That's your neighbor. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we're neighbors to each other. Yeah. We know what oppression. It's like we know what oppression is. We know what it means to be falsely accused. You know what I'm saying? We know what it feels like to be called a wetback, a nigger, a savage. You know what I'm saying? Now we know what it feels to what we understand what it feels to be attacked and have no hope. I'm gonna tell you, man, the hope is here, man. The hope has arrived. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, your hope is here. Under Commander Jerry Hunter, we will raise up men to be vigilant, you know what I'm saying, to be disciplined and to be honorable, right? Because we want brothers to raise up, and it's like the Christ wants to raise up an army, you know what I'm saying, an army of priests, you know what I'm saying, and we can't do that without each other. We can't do that without the Latinos, you know what I'm saying. We can't do that without the negros. We can't do that without the nativos. We can't do that without each other, man. And that's why it says what? And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You know what I'm saying? You love yourself. Well, guess what? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to give that up to love your brother. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to sacrifice your life for your brother. You know what I'm saying? Some of you love yourselves more than your brother. And that is wrong. That is evil. You're gonna have to love your brother, man. You're gonna have to love your people, right? You're gonna have to you love your carnales, and you're gonna have to love your Latinos. You're gonna have to love your morenos. You know what I'm saying? Your nativos, indigenos. On these two commandments hang all the law of and the prophets. You know what I'm saying? So with that, let's drop that. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
A what?
And holy people.
Holy people, right? Go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Right, unto the Lord thy God. Go ahead. Holy means what? Holy means separate, man. Holy means separate. Blacks and Hispanics, you are to be separate, right? You are to be separate from all these other nations, man. You are to be separate from every other nation because when you start loving these other nations, what happens? Right? What happens when you love these other nations? When you take their wives, right? Because above this, it talks about marrying these other nations, right? What you shouldn't do. You shouldn't give your daughters and your sons unto them, right? You shouldn't give your sons and your daughters unto them. Why? Because they're gonna end up worshiping other gods, man. That's why you stay what? You stay holy. You stay separate from them, man. Right? Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right. That's something that goes by a lot of Christians. You know what I'm saying? God, you didn't choose God. Don't think that you chose God. God, you know what I'm saying? You do not choose your religion. You know what I'm saying? You do not choose who you get to love, who you get, you know what I'm saying? You do not choose to love everybody. God chooses for you, man. And God chose you to be a what?
Above all people.
Above all people, a special people, above all people, man. You are to be above all these other nations, man. What makes you think that you got to love everybody? Well, who fed you that lie? You know what I'm saying? Like, who fed you that lie? Who told our people to love and be at peace with the same people that are killing them, that putting dogs on them, lynching them? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Giving them blankets full of plagues. You know what I'm saying? Giving slaughtering all the buffaloes for them not to eat to survive the coldest winters. You know what I'm saying? Taking their children through a trail, seeing letting your child be traumatized by your death, by your humiliation, humiliating both parents, seeing your father being a strong soldier, seeing him be belittled by a coward, and your child witnesses all that and then sees the strength in this enemy, in this Caucasian, in this colonizer, in this oppressor, in this devil. And now that child begins to grow up and worship that image. Imagine that, Art. Imagine thinking that that's okay. Imagine thinking that that's all right. Our people are destroyed, man. Our people are destroyed because of the so-called white man who is the devil.
That's right.
He has destroyed our people, man. And our people eat up that his lies, man. Eat up his lies, his filthy, disgusting, you know what I'm saying? Lies. He destroyed our people, man. And he's going to pay for that, right? And you shouldn't choose his religion. You shouldn't choose his love. You know who you should choose? You should choose the love of your father. And that is loving blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because he chose you. You did not choose him. Go ahead, keep going.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
What a special people unto himself, right? Keep going.
Above all people.
Above all people, right? That's, you know what I'm saying? That's including the Japanese, the Chinese, the Koreans, the Russians, the Ukrainians, the Africans, the Ethiopians. That's including everybody, man. The East Indians, you know what I'm saying? That's including everybody that's not part of the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, everybody is like unto what? Is like unto what? Is like unto spittle. You know? They are like unto they are like dung. That's what they are. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people.
Because you were what? In more number than other people. Meaning we were the youngest nation. We were the youngest nation. Imagine Ham. You know what I'm saying? Imagine all these other nations, right? Growing. And you're just barely starting. You're barely leaving what? Captivity. And the Lord is redeeming you. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is saving you. And he's telling you that what? There could have been other people that could have been that I could have chosen. But guess what? He chose us. Shrubs. You know what I'm saying? The people that nobody wants. The what? The nation not desired.
Right.
That's who he chose, man. It is beautiful, man. And it is beautiful to say that because it's like for the longest we've have viewed ourselves in an image that is portrayed as a villain. You know what I'm saying? As an outcast. That's what we look at ourselves as. We look at ourselves as and it's like so self-conscious. It's so like, you know what I'm saying? You don't even think about it until you catch it, until you realize it yourself. It's like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, like when you see black people in buses or Latinos on buses, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, like niggas, you can't take them nowhere. Why? Because they're so loud. They're so, you know what I'm saying? Look at them. That must be a oh, why are you late? Oh, because you a nigga, huh? Oh, because you, oh man, things like this, like, oh, why can't Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, ever stay in a household? You know what I'm saying? Why can't the black man or Hispanic man ever stay in the household? Things like this is like, it's a image that's been put on us by the so-called by the oppressor, to make us as a villain, as this, as the destructive one, and they themselves as the savior. You know what I'm saying? Just look at it, everything that your eyes lay on as far as a hero goes. Look at all your heroes. Who? Batman's your hero. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Superman's your hero, right?
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
I just, as you just said, Batman, I just realized Batman is a Caucasian male in blackface, disguised as it being an animal suit.
Con. That's crazy. That's true. And there's not so many black heroes, right? There's not so many black heroes out there. And the few that are out there, it's like shadowing the white heroes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like underneath, or in the background, or somewhere in the corner where you might not, you you can't notice them unless you're looking for them. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not looking for them, what's your eye like? What's your eye very attached to? That devil. That Caesar Borgia. That Caesar Borgia. You know what I'm saying? Is all you see everywhere you go. Like I've I've tried to number like how many times I've seen them, and it's like at dentists, at hospitals, at, you know what I'm saying, at schools, everywhere you go, you gonna see this devil in front of you, portraying as your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Right.
But that's the devil. You know what I'm saying? That's the true image of the devil, and that's their biggest weapon.
Right.
Is lies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Their biggest weapon is deceiving. You know what I'm saying? What did it say in Genesis? In Genesis, it said that this was the most subtle beast of the earth, of the field, right? Like you could put anybody next to this devil, and they don't come close, because what he has done, he has he has he has flipped the whole script from top to bottom, to the point where it's like, no, we're the great ones and you're the bad ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get this inheritance. See this, all this land, this is mine. I conquered it. I discovered it. Right? And you guys are savages. What are you? You are uncultured. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a religion. You don't have a way of living. And if it wasn't for us, the Caucasians, the conquistadors, you would not be here today. You would not have these buildings, these cars, these vain things that the oppressor sees as value, which is why he had to enslaved and destroy so many of our people, because he was looking for that gold. That gold rush was a violent time, right? That gold rush had so many Hispanics and Native Americans running from their homes because white people wanted to occupy. You know what I'm saying? White people wanted to, you know what I'm saying, take over. They wanted to lynch. They had a falsely accuse our brothers of stealing, accuse our brothers of raping, of laughing, of even just whistling, Emmett Till, of just like any little thing, just to justify their lust for murdering us, for killing us, just to justify, just to feel comfortable. Years later, they confess that none of it was true, that it was all a lie. And what happens? Nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? Because white people will not judge themselves. White people will not hold themselves accountable for what they have done. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna write a book and make money off of their lies. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna make money off of their lies, and that's all this devil does is make profit of off of our oppression, off of our destruction. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that goes, that's gonna come to an end, man. But one thing we have to do is we have to be one accord. You know what I'm saying? We have to be one accord. We have to understand that there can only be one baptism, one God, and one truth. And that's in the ISUPK, man. We follow one God, and that's the God of this Bible. We're gonna find out what kind of God we worship in a minute. Let's get Joshua. Go to the book of Joshua. For time's sake, we're not gonna go over all of it, right? We'll just go over what we need. So we're gonna go over Joshua. Give me Joshua 6 and 13.
This is the
Salakia. Give me where the angel was telling him what to do. Give me 16, Con.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verse 16. And it came to pass at the seventh time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout.
He said what?
Shout.
He said shout. Now there was an order that was given by the Lord, right, unto Joshua, and what he should do to overtake a city, right? What was the city called? I believe the city was Jericho. Khan, for water, right? Jericho. And so after he followed his instructions, right? His order, you know what I'm saying? And during this order, you know what I'm saying, he was telling him what to do, you know what I'm saying, what to look out for, and make sure you don't touch that, you know what I'm saying, that harlot, that woman, because she did hid the messengers, right, when they went in to spy on that city, right? So they shouted, Joshua said shout, they all shouted, and what happened?
They were cursed.
Salakia, for the Lord hath given you the city, right? So he shouted and he said, what? For the Lord has given you the city, right? And this was all done in the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what the Lord did, right? And what Khan, keep going. 17.
Verse 17. And the city shall be accursed, even it and all that are therein,
right,
to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that were sent.
Right.
So that we sent.
That we sent, right? Keep going.
Verse 18. And ye in any wise keep yourselves.
Wait, read that again.
And ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing.
Right. That was an order. Right. That was an order given to the men. Right. Going and taking over this city, because when you take over a city, you're gonna see a lot of what? A lot of treasure. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see some spoils. Exactly. You're gonna see some good shit. Slaggy, excuse my language, but you're gonna see some good things that is gonna be man, I could use this.
Mhm.
I could have, you know what? Everything's gonna be burned anyways. Might as well. It won't hurt to. You know what?
There we
Let me
go.
take this real quick. What else? What else we got? Oh, let me take
Flat
this too.
screen
What?
TVs.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So you get the point, right?
Mhm.
In any wise, it's like, and ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing. Keep going.
Lest ye make yourselves accursed when ye take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it.
Right. You what? You make Israel, the camp of Israel, a curse. And that's one thing you should have that in, like, the men in here, right? What we should have in mind is what's gonna happen, right?
Right.
What's gonna happen
Right.
if you take this?
Right.
You thinking about what? Yourself, thyself, right? You think about thyself, but you're not thinking about thy neighbor.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not thinking about your brother. You're not thinking about the brothers, right? The sisters. You're not thinking about us. What are you thinking about? Think about profit. You think about riches. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about self gain. That's what you're thinking about. But you should be thinking about la familia. You know what I'm saying? You should be thinking about your brothers, your sister. You know what I'm saying? You should be thinking about your people, man, before you do that what? That accursed thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what happens in this besides this, right? What's going on right here? You are destroying your people, man. You know what I'm saying? You are destroying your people, feeding them these drugs because you want to be what? You want to take that accursed thing, man. You want to take that money. You think that money is going to give you what you need. No, man. Helping that brother is going to get you what you need. Saving that sister is going to get you what you need. You know what I'm saying? And that is the kingdom of heaven, man. That is the kingdom of heaven. Saving your brother's life, man. Saving your sister's life. Saving your people's life, man. Not feeding them that disgusting pill, man. That blue pill,
Right.
right? Like getting them off of drugs, off of prostitution, getting them off of these things, man, where it's destroying our families, our communities. You know what I'm saying? So these things, we think about self gain, we think about how to help us, but we forget about helping one another. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we got in this world.
Yeah.
All we got is one another. We don't have nothing else in life. The riches cannot help us. The riches of America cannot save us. Mammon cannot save you, man. You love God, but you love money more, you're gonna destroy yourself. You're gonna have to choose one. You cannot serve two masters, man.
Right.
You cannot think about saving yourself while or saving yourself, destroying someone else. You know what I'm saying? Helping yourself, destroying someone else. You know what I'm saying? And keep going. We're gonna get into it, right? Keep going.
Verse 19. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord.
Of the Lord, right? Keep going.
Verse 20. So the people shouted when the priest blew the trumpets, and it came to pass when
Skip that.
Yes,
Read
sir.
verse 21.
Verse 21. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword.
With the edge of the sword. Why? Because the Lord is a man of war.
That's right.
The Lord is a man of war. You know what I'm saying? Like this is This is an order given by the Lord, you know, because the Lord have given you a city, and guess what? It's time to take it over.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So utterly destroy what? Everything.
That's right.
Right? Keep going.
Verse 22. But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country.
And so like, and for you, all you Christians out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not, you know what I'm saying? God did not say, you know what I'm saying, we shall overcome right here.
No,
you know what I'm saying? He did not say, you know what I'm saying, let's all come together and serve, you know what I'm saying? We all bleed red. You know, he didn't say that. He did not say let's all love one another. Let's have peace. You know, he didn't say turn the other cheek. No, hell no. What he did is he gave an order, and the order was to kill everything, to slaughter everything, and to not take anything that is of the accursed thing. Right? We're gonna see what if these men did according to what the Lord said. Read chapter 7, verse 1. Go ahead, Select.
If I could add on to what you're saying,
Go
the Most High is so brilliantly genius in what he's doing right here. Because if you are a stupid brother, you know that gold only gets so hot and then it melts, but it's still there. It's still gold. Like, the Most High knows that. It's sad that a brother couldn't leave something alone because maybe he didn't even understand, you know, what's happening. It is fashioned in the way of this nation, not how I want it, meaning the Most High put it raw in the earth. We could take it out of the earth and make bracelets and rings and whatnot. The Most High's fine with that. But here he said, because it is in this city and it's of this city and how they make it. So if it all burned, it goes back to its raw state sloppy, you know.
No, you 12.
But 22, sir?
No, 7 and 1.
Come out of one con. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 7, verse 1. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing.
A trespass. In the accursed thing, meaning in what the order was given to not do. You know what I'm saying? Drop that.
Yep.
Get skip down to verse 2.
Verse 2. And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Bethaven on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai. Verse 3. Shall I?
Go ahead.
And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few.
But they are few, meaning they're not that strong. You know what I'm saying? They're not that strong. They're few. You seen what we did just a minute ago to what? Jericho. This is It's on weak. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's weaklings. You know, what can they do? Let's just take a few, you know what I'm saying? Light work. You know what I'm saying? Make some light work out of this. So go ahead.
If I could, sir?
Yeah.
Right here is where a righteous ruler would have seen the carnality of the minds of the ones that were under him. Because these men that just gave the report to their Lord are trusting in numbers. And that is not how we behave as Israelites. We rest on the strength of the Most High power.
No, right? But on this, it was different. It was just a report. It's like, okay, so how many do we need?
Right.
To just get the job done. How many do we need to get the job done? You know what I'm saying? This is different from, I know what you talk about, but this is different.
Okay, all
right.
So
keep going.
Right. Verse 4.
Come.
So there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai.
They what? Hold up. They what?
They fled.
They fled. They what? They cowered away. But not really. They just fled. They fled. Why? Because The Lord wasn't with them. What happens when you anger the Lord? What happens when you anger the Lord?
It's like you said, he will not. He'll turn his face from you.
He'll turn his face from you.
Yep.
Right? Let's get Judith. What's that?
The apocrypha other one.
Yeah.
There's one more in the bag, sir. Okay.
I believe. Hold on. I think this was. Let me see. Get Judith.
Judith.
Let me see. Let me see the cover, just the front. No, the other part. This right here.
Oh.
No.
This is the other one.
Let me see the other one. Is there another one in there? No. Let's see if I got it. Oh yeah. All right. Let's get Judith. I'm gonna tell you where in a second. I believe it's 6. I might be wrong. Yeah, let's get 6 and 20. Shalaki. And what you just seen, what you just read, right? Verse 4, I'm gonna reread it. It says, so there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai. You know what I'm saying? These men fled. And it says, and the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate even unto Shebarim, and smote them in the going down. Wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water. Man, that is the sight. That is sad to see. It's sad to see, you know what I'm saying, your men. All it is sad to see that your brothers fall in battle. You know what I'm saying? But it's even more troubling to be a a a a, a children of the Lord and have the Lord's name with you, but you losing. So now it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it you're gonna see why he questioned the Lord, right? But read that first.
Come on, sir. We got Judith. Where are we at?
Judith 20.
Chapter 6, verse 20.
God, 6:20.
It's the book of Judith, chapter 6, verse 20. Then they comforted Slakia. Then they comforted Achior and praised him greatly. Verse 21. And Ozias took him out of the assembly unto his house.
Hold on, Sluggy.
Yes,
5
sir.
and 20. My bad.
No sweat, sir. This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now therefore, my lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Their what?
Their ruin.
Their ruin. If they sin against their God, this shall be their what? Their ruin. Come on, Slack here.
So Come out of one.
You good. It's wild.
We left out of verse 20, sir.
Come, verse 20.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people,
Meaning, if we what? If we sin, if we are not perfect, right? That's what error means, right?
come out of one.
Not perfect. For you Christians out there, keep going.
And they sinned against their God,
Right? Meaning what? Don't keep the law. Go ahead.
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
That this shall be their ruin. Keep going.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
We shall overcome them. We shall what? We shall conquer them. We shall what? We shall discover land. We shall what? We shall the Lord is not gonna be with them. So guess what? Guess who the Lord's gonna be with?
Enemy, sir.
Enemy. He's gonna be against you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
If I could, sir, I remember you just maybe 10 minutes ago saying that we read a scripture and nowhere in the scripture did it say we shall overcome. This is the first time I have seen we shall overcome in the scriptures, and it is not the children of Israel saying that. It is the enemy nation saying we shall overcome them.
Right.
The spirit of MLK is so against the Most High that is literally written here. We shall overcome is an enemy chant. Salaku.
No, come. Like we shall overcome. Overcome what?
Yikes.
You know what I'm saying? What can you overcome when the Lord is against you?
Nada. You can't overcome a
Nothing.
breeze.
What can you overcome when you're following dreams, but these dreams are nightmares? You know what I'm saying? What are you overcoming? You're overcoming what? The next dope dealer in the block? What are you overcoming? The next, you know what I'm saying, whoremonger? The next orgy? What are you overcoming? You're not overcoming nothing. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? These other nations, they're overcoming everything. I mean, there's a all white, you know what I'm saying, city in South Africa.
Right.
Like they're overcoming everything. Egypt, everything. You name it, they're there. Australia. You know what I'm saying? The real Australians were the what? The Aborigines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Samoans.
Right.
But guess what? They took them. They put them in islands. And what do they have? They have a whole country now. Australia, white people. Australia is a home of, is like the fathers of Australia is nothing but prisoners. You know what I'm saying? Rapists, thieves,
Right.
murderers.
Right.
That's all Australians. You know what I'm saying? And old white people are overcoming everything, man. They're overcoming your identity. So lucky. Like, come on, good night. Your identity, like you don't have an identity. What's your identity? Your religion. That's sad. What's your identity? A color, black. What's your identity? Another nation's another nation's language. You know what I'm saying? All these Spaniards, like that's what you love, right? And it's sad. It's sad to see my people fight over who's a better Mexican because of how much Spanish you can talk. It is dumb. You know what I'm saying? It is dumb. Who's the better like, man, it is dumb. Why don't you fight about who's the better brother? You know what I'm saying? Like who's a better brother? Nah, but really, you should fight for your people. That's who you should fight for. Who's a better leader? You know what I'm saying? And one thing we can say for sure is that Christianity is not the greatest by far, like, you know what I'm saying, the worst, the poorest leadership that you will see. Who have they raised up? What demons have they cleared out of a brother,
Right.
of a sister?
Right.
what brother have they helped out with their demons, man? You know what I'm saying? How many sick people have they healed? Like, what can you say you have done successfully besides hiding away your molestation from these children? You know what I'm saying? Like hiding away secretly. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Abusing these children,
Mm.
hiding away. Look, in the name of Christianity, so many of our brothers and sisters have been killed. I mean, what was Cortez?
That's the devil, sir.
But he was a Christian devil.
Definitely.
So,
KKK, I will.
so were the KKK. So,
Lucky,
go
sir.
ahead.
So are police. So,
So are the
president.
police,
So
the
are all
president,
politicians.
politicians. So were all the looters
LGBTQ.
and rioters, or the looters from
January 6th.
January 6th,
All
right?
Christians.
All Christians, right? And so were all the people that were destroyed and burned down the homes of blacks in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street. They were all Christians.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All these Christians, what have they done besides hide away their crimes? You know what I'm saying? Committed crimes and got away with it. I can't say they got away with it because they're not getting away with everything that you've done in this earth is going to have some repercussions. You're going to have to pay for that. Everything that you have done in the sight of the Lord, you're going to have to pay for that. And we're seeing this right here. Keep going so we could finish this, right? Read verse 21.
Count out of one con. Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by,
Right.
lest their Lord defend them.
The what?
Defend them.
Defend them. Meaning what? The Lord is going to be with us. The Lord can defend you, man. The Lord could be with you or against you.
Come.
Go ahead.
Salagi had one. And most Israel don't understand that the Most High Power, being a man of war, he's not just the type of man of war who he's ready for a battle when it's time for a battle. He is a beefy character. He likes to start stuff. Otherwise, why did we cast out all of those Canaanites out of Canaan so we could have it? The Most High likes to start stuff. He's not a game.
Khan, this brother, Amawana, right?
That sounds like a sister out of one.
Nah, Amawana.
Oh.
All right. It said, conquistadors committed genocide on Issachar and forced the Spanish language on us, just for us to shame each other for not knowing Spanish. No Sabo kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of brothers out there that like, and it's crazy. That's why I laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta laugh because it's like it's ridiculous to fight over. You know what I'm saying? A language barrier.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous to look at a brothers and think that, oh, I know more of my oppressor's language than you do. You know what I'm saying? Like that they don't say that, but that's what you see spiritually. Like you seeing them fight over who's a better, you know what I'm saying, slave. That's really what you're seeing. What you see is brothers talking about, oh, and that's why I don't really pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't speak Spanish that good, right? But you know what I'm saying, I do it. I only carry it just because brothers, you know what I'm saying, I got only Spanish speaking brothers that's all they know,
like
and we need to, you know what I'm saying, reach them out too. Go ahead.
It's like if I could, to anybody who might be tuning into this class virtually, Officer of 1000 Amadazah speaks excellent Spanish. You better learn that quickly. Understand, Officer Amadazah is understandable to anyone who speaks Spanish. He speaks excellent Spanish and excellent English. So
Yeah, man. Like I said, man.
That's it.
I'm not that great on in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? I just do my best as far as telling my brothers who the devil is.
That's,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
And who they are according to the Bible. That's all they need to know in Spanish. They don't need to know about, you know what I'm saying, these ridiculous things about who knows what,
right.
right? But anyways, let's go back to Joshua 7, gets verse 6, right?
Ooh. Boom. The book of Joshua, chapter 7, verse 6. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the eventide. He and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads. And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us?
Read verse 10. Skip down to verse 10.
Yes, sir. I get flip the page real quick. Verse 10. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Get thee up. Wherefore liest thou upon thy face?
He's like, why you lying on your face? Like, like, first of all, you should know what happened. You like, as a servant of the Lord, you should know why certain things happen. You know what I'm saying? You should know why. You should know why. What the order was given, what and already explain what's gonna happen, right? And not only that, it's like you see the cause and the effect. Now you got to put pieces together. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is gonna tell you, like, hey, what you doing? Get up from your face. You know what I'm saying? Get up. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. Israel hath sinned.
Right. Israel has sinned. Like, you didn't know this? You're like, you think, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be with you because you you know what I'm saying, you went against me. Like, things like this happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? What you just seen, your failure is a reason why I'm a what you did against me is the cause of your failure. You know what I'm saying? What you're seeing, what the your brothers running, your people, your men falling, and now you want to question, like, you should already know what's gonna happen. Go get your men. It's like I'm jumping ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
Israel hath
11.
sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant.
My covenant. Keep going.
Which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing.
Right.
And have also stolen and disassembled also.
Right.
And they have put it even among their own stuff.
Among their own stuff. Right. Now the Lord gave him, like, what you need to understand is that the Lord can see everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be in secret or whether it be, you know what I'm saying, openly. The Lord sees everything, man. You cannot hide nothing from the Lord. The Lord sees everything. So just because you want to hide it in secret doesn't mean that the Lord doesn't realize what you have done or hasn't noticed or hasn't found out. What you think the Lord, you know what I'm saying? You think the Lord is a fool? Man, you playing with fire. You playing with fire, man. Keep going.
And have also stolen and disassembled also. And they have put it even among their own stuff. God. Therefore, the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed.
Right.
Neither will I be with you anymore.
Just like we read in Judith, the Lord is not going to be with us if we sin against the Lord if we are against our God cannot be with us. Does that make sense? That makes perfect
It
sense.
makes perfect
You know what I'm
sense.
saying? So you cannot pray to a God that you are against. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give me even your prayers shall be an abomination.
I got you.
Right? Like you cannot pray to a God that you believe is with you when you are against him. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what we try to teach our people is that we need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments because Christianity has taught us to destroy and do away with the laws. You know what I'm saying? That because Christ died for our sins, it gives us like a ticket or a free pass or whatever they may believe to continue in sin
Right.
when that's wrong. And that's you know what I'm saying completely gone away backwards. You know what I'm saying? And that is making us run away from the Lord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Turn our backs to the Lord.
Right.
And that's what Christianity has put a veil in front of you so you can't even understand what the law is talking about. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like, can I build on what you said for just a second?
Kind of go ahead.
The crazy thing is about Christianity and what the oppressor has put on all of our people is over the years is this. They know, just as you said, sir, if we keep them in sin, their God will never be with them and we'll be able to reign over them and destroy them and consume them. They also know, and this is what they're afraid of. If they ever come together, just like Zephaniah 2, I know that one of your favorites, Zephaniah 2 and 1, if they ever come together and they find out everything we're saying is a lie and their God has nothing to do with us, we're done. It's an amazing thing because the wickedness that it takes to keep a nation from their identity is deserving of absolute extinction. It's a lot here.
No,
You have to deserve extinction to try to wipe out a nation's identity.
no, that's absolutely true. I mean, come on, like that's why the Lord is a perfect judge, man. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
The perfect judge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say perfect judge because he can give you mercy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or he can just
Give you evil.
hit you with the book.
Yeah. Woo.
You know what I'm saying? He can throw the book at you. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough. You know what I'm saying? But you knowing this now, what are you gonna do with it? You know what I'm saying? You got that?
Count out of one count.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law,
He that what?
turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
Meaning when you know you're not supposed to take from the cursed thing, or you know you're not supposed to be doing what you know what I'm saying is against the Lord, right? Anything that's against the Lord is against the law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that the Lord said, you know what I'm saying, you should not eat, the dietary law, you know what I'm saying? Every law that the Lord has what Christian says 300 and what? So like how many laws are there?
Like 611.
611, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say you're going to have to keep all of them. Like half of them, you're not even going to have to come across because you're not a woman. You don't have you know what I'm saying, a cycle. You know what I'm saying? So certain laws you're not even going to have to deal with, right? But the laws are there put in place for our wise and understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like Deuteronomy 4 and 6 says, this a nation shall see us and say, this is a great and wise understanding people. What nation is so great that has God so nigh unto them, meaning that's near right. unto them? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's one of my favorite scriptures right there, because it's like it's beautiful to have understanding of what life is, seeing how much you have been through and gone through wasted time,
Right.
like just time that's just, it's like
Can't get it back.
you can't get it back. Like that's why it's beautiful to be raised up into the truth. That's why it's beautiful that the brothers, you know what I'm saying, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, also Parak, you know what I'm saying, having his daughter, you know what I'm saying, Lord be with that brother, you know what I'm saying, and his family,
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying, give him, man, you know what I'm
Man.
saying, and all the brothers, all the, you know what I'm saying, all the families out there that are having children, because it's beautiful to grow children in this truth, man, because you get to save them, you know what I'm saying, save them that trouble. You get to save them that I'm gonna say it like this, you get to save them from that cursed thing, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
because we lived in that world, we know what that world did to us,
Right.
we know what we've been, you know what I'm saying, you've been in that world,
Right.
and we've came out of that world to serve the Lord, to be with our brothers, to be with our sisters, to be with our families, man, you know what I'm saying, and dwell together in what, in perfect unity,
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying, because in here, that's what we try to do, is we try to help our brothers out, our sisters out, you know what I'm saying, we give a hand to one another, because we know that what, we know that one two chords is stronger than one chord,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying, you cannot do this by yourself, you know what I'm saying, you can try to, you know what I'm saying, but it's going to be tough to break,
Yeah.
but in the spirit of brotherhood, we going to come together and fight this oppression. You know what I'm saying? And we can't do this without each other. You know what I'm saying? I can't do this without Kabadamath. I can't do this without Shalamam. I can't do this without
Damn
Parak. I
Damn
can't do
right.
this without Ashkuar.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't do this without Malakma, Kamada,
Damn
Lahab,
right.
Kazakya. I can't
Damn
do
right.
this without, you know what I'm saying, Apayak.
Damn
I
right.
can't do this without my brothers. I can't do this without Captain Gadalhar, and
Damn
I
right.
can't do this without Command Jerry Hunter, man.
Goddamn
You
right.
know what I'm saying? I can't do this without my brothers. We can't do this without each other, man. We all gotta, you know what I'm saying, help one another. You know what I'm saying? Love what? Thy neighbor as what? Thyself. We gotta help each other out, man. And what you see and what we just read is that if we think about ourselves, we gonna curse ourselves. We're gonna curse our people. Our the littlest things matter, man. You know what I'm saying? The littlest things matter. The you think that the Lord isn't watching, man. The Lord is always gonna be watching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And don't ever think that you're doing this alone, man, because you're gonna hurt brothers around you by what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end the class with give me 25. I'm gonna end it with this.
Come out of one con.
Go
Verse
ahead.
25. He that is of a proud heart.
Salakia. No. Joshua 7:25.
Come out
Salakia.
of one con. No sweat, sir. Joshua 7:25, sir.
Khan.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 7, verse 25. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day.
Read that slow. Read that again.
Come out of one con. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones and burned them with fire.
Right. Burn them, meaning at all his whole family. You know what I'm saying? From his son down to the oxen, down to the sheep, down to his tent, all that he had,
Everything.
all that he had, as it is written. You know what I'm saying? So is that's what's gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to remove you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to remove you. You do not want to be in here. You do not want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to be against your brother? Well, guess what? We're gonna have to out out the door, you know what I'm saying? Exit you out the door. Why? Because you don't belong here.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? You against the Lord. You against your brother. You against your Lord. Against the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So better watch out what you do, man. Because once you're put out, once you're in the world, you're gonna get stoned spiritually. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get stoned, you're gonna get everything that you have is gonna be turned to dust. You're gonna realize that you have nothing but what you left. What you betrayed. You know what I'm saying? You traded off, you know what I'm saying, royalties for swine's flesh. For you know what I'm saying? For
Right.
a jewel in a swine's snout. You know what I'm saying? You that's what you traded off. You traded off this brotherhood for a bitch in the world. Excuse my language, but that you know what I'm saying? That's what you
Right.
value. You value whores.
Right.
You value weed. You value pork. You value your mother. You value your father. Christ said, "He that loves his mother and his father is not worthy of me." You know what I'm saying? You love your father. You love your mother. You love your children. I mean, come on. I mean, you love your children. I mean, we all love our children. We can't say that, right?
Right.
But we understand one thing is that we're gonna put aside that for the love of our. We gotta love to love our Father, to choose the Most High is to love our children. I'm gonna put it like that.
Right.
So besides that, you think you loving your child, staying with that mother, you know what I'm saying? Begging that mother that you're only gonna be with her to that wicked woman, right? That dog of a woman.
Right.
You think you love her, you think you love your children, you think you're doing them a favor, but really you're doing them a disfavor because you're gonna raise up a child to be a coward. Your child is gonna look at what the child sees everything. The child is looking at you guys go back and forth fighting constantly, every day,
Yep.
and now you're begging to stay with her. Now you're compromising.
Right.
You're compromising your worth
Mm.
for something that's worthless.
Mm.
Why don't you be a hero to that child, man, and be better? You know what I'm saying? Serve the Lord and you know what I'm saying? And nothing else. Meaning not that woman.
Right.
Meaning not Christianity and especially not those purple pigs, man.
Definitely.
You gonna say something?
Like just throw one bone on the table, sir, and I'm done.
Go ahead.
To build on what you're saying and what Joshua did, brothers and sisters don't realize what General Muhammad is doing when he kicks you out of the school is the soft version of what Christ is going to do that was just like Joshua. This is the book of Luke, the precept, if I could, sir.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 27, and it reads, "But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me." Malak Yahushai, meaning Jesus Christ, is going to do exactly what Joshua did to Achan when he sinned against the Most High for everybody, to everyone who just don't want Christ to rule. Everybody that just doesn't want to listen to Christ and they keep getting our brothers killed because they keep stealing and being harlots and lying and cheating and eating pork and shrimp and crab and lobster, even where the priest can't see that, in secret, doing it in secret. Sin is going to catch up to them, just like we know the scriptures also say the wages of sin is death. And Christ is going to be the Joshua in that day. It's a lot.
Come no, most definitely, man. Let's end it at 26. Like
Concert.
7 and 26.
Joshua 7 and 26. Concert.
While you get that,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I'll just build up on it. I mean,
Yep. It's the book of Joshua, chapter 7, verse 26. And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger.
Right.
Wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day.
Right. So the Lord turned from his fierceness of his anger. You know what I'm saying? And this had to be done. It had to be done this way. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way because the Lord was against us.
Mhm.
Just like Joshua said today. Why hast thou troubled us?
Mhm.
The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And they had to do this, man. They had to remove this brother from their camp. Because why? Because that he was against the Lord. And he troubled us. He troubled the brothers in here. He troubled they lost what, 36 men?
Yep.
Like 36 men,
36 fathers, 36 brothers,
man. Exactly.
36 cousins.
I mean, come on, man.
That's not okay. I don't want.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not okay. Right? That is not okay. And with that, I'm gonna end the class, right? So you got the announcements?
It might be right there, sir.
Nah, these are the prayers. If not, it's all good. It's all okay.
Shit.
Sign Christ.
Y'all.
Yeah, go ahead. And with that, I pass the class over to priest and officer Kabataman.
Give it up for that powerful priest and prophet officer Matzah. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The upcoming holy convocation you will be able to find at isupk.com. You go there and find out which convocation is next. Akyam and Akwathian. Remember to check on the isupk.com website for any upcoming news, and stay tuned to America on Fire and Commanding General Yohana on YouTube. If anybody wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That includes boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, Israel, we are going to give our instructor a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amagim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amagim Shabbat. Amagim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yashabrakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Yagim Matah, which means hands down. Class dismissed.